when it comes to positioning.
Yeah, some of those plays that he was able to make alongside Kerrigan and Zagar, like you mentioned, I'm remembering that Baneling wave that was able to just be pulled right into, hitting every single shot, just really being able to maximize the damage of Zagara. And I think that really sets so many of the mediocre Zagara players from players like Cathan Luck, where they're really able to maximize the hero.
Yeah, for sure, because the early game is so strong, but he somehow takes it to the mid to late game and makes her look amazing. So Team Immunity does ban out Tyrande. Murloc will ban out Leoric, and so there is the first pick here for Team Immunity. Uther, you can't go wrong. You will see that very often during this weekend.
There is the pick of Uther, and it always says we want to be aggressive here. It gives you the potential to pick up the melee assassins later on, and they're all good here, but particularly a Kerrigan on this battleground is so, so scary. But I love the Tyrande, the respect ban on the side of immunity toward Murloc Geniuses. With the Leoric ban, it makes me think that maybe we'll see a Johanna as well as the Jaina that Murlocs have picked up here.
Yeah, Jaina, a very strong pickup, and again, just want to kind of reiterate that the triple warrior meta that's been popping up, Jaina is very good against that, just keeping people at bay so they're able to control the fight. Kubi looking into the second pick, Johanna for Fury. Can't go wrong.
Right, I like the pick, and it's really good. It's going to round it out. Jaina with it. Notoriously, Zeratul, is missing once more. Murloc Genius has been put in this situation so many times and has not taken the hero. So I think Team Immunity has been paying attention backstage to say, we know that even if they're given the opportunity, they won't take it. Maybe we can grab that Uther first and then follow up with it. We'll have to see.
Oh, going into Zeratul could be a little hard here, though, with playing against Murloc Geniuses. A, because Jaina being there, and B, they have the option to go triple warrior. They actually do play Rexar a little bit, and if you have 3 warriors that are very robust, have a lot of that health available to, all you have to do is watch for Jaina to get picked up by Zeratul, and if you keep an eye on her, Zeratul really can't do that much against so many heroes with high health.
Indeed, he cannot, but we'll see what else they choose. It will be Vala to round out the final picks before we go into the second phase of bans. So Team Immunity are looking at Vala. She's great on this battleground because she has that multi-shot build. She's able to quickly clear out the lanes, but also she just provides a good steady damage to continually get stronger and stronger steadily throughout the game.
Yeah, Vala's a very safe pick. Great pick up there from Team Immunity, and really they are on point with that hero. I don't see many errors whenever I'm watching them play, so great job here getting Vala, having Zeratul. If you can pick anyone out, you'll be able to dispatch them very, very quickly. Murloc Geniuses now will ban out Arthas. We'll see a ban from Team Immunity with Kerrigan, and now the follow-up into Kael'thas, so double mate showing up.
Yeah, it's always been historically a very strong combination of heroes together, can really dish out some pain. Would fully expect to see an additional warrior with this, perhaps even that Rexar like you were hinting at, because between those two, especially when you get past level 13, it's going to be lights out for Team Immunity.
Well, looks like it will be a different orc. It will be Rhaegar himself showing up, so nice healing there from Murloc Geniuses, and really, when you look at Matt Timmy, he loves this support. I feel like you'd rather pick him over Uther sometimes, just because he loves how much he can be aggressive, he can jump into fights with that trait.
He does really like Rhaegar, and looking at this, Equinox is the last one, and we saw them run Thrall on Tomb of the Spider Queen versus Tempo Storm. You think maybe that's where they're headed, Kubi?
It could be, yeah. It very well could be. Uther does have the stun available too, and just always have to really sort of highlight that point. If there's a lot of stuns available on Team Immunity, it's going to make things difficult, and the silence as well. So it would be a risky pick, but how could you not feel confident going in based on what we saw in the last game?
Team Immunity rounding out their lineup here with Sylvanas, a strong pickup. The Wailing Arrow Void Prison combo is amazing. Uther, of course, can land some stuns there so she can apply her damage. Can't go wrong with this composition, especially on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen, where if you can get advantage in pushing, Sylvanas can definitely help out in that regard. Now, Murloc Geniuses, Gilly, you were talking about it, potentially some Thrall here.
Is that going to be what they pick? Both teams looking like they have some really good wave clear. That's very important on this battleground. There's a ton of rotation, so you really just want to be able to get rid of the minions as quickly as possible, pick up the gems, and then rotate through to try to pick up a takedown on somebody else. But who will that last pick be? It's Rexar!
Our newest hero, Rexar, gets picked up for the final pick. So Equinox, the flex player, will be sporting that hero. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at Rexar if we could. He does have a pet always by his side. Misha is going to be able to provide quite a few stuns available, especially if they try to talent to do it. He has great wave clear. He has so many options available to him, and he's able to provide that safe warrior play at a distance, really making him quite the unique hero.
Yeah, he's got Misha there, that pet that is so darn scary, bringing the Misha charge, which is an AoE stun. If it hits anyone, you can stun up to potentially 4 or 5 members if they're not spreading out. So looking forward to some Rexar play here from Murloc Geniuses, but it is time to now jump into the game. Thank you, Kubi. We'll talk to you later. So hopping in, Murloc Geniuses versus Team Immunity.
All right, in the blue, we have Murloc Geniuses with Equinox on that Rexar, Mad Timmy playing Rhaegar, Faye on Kael'thas, Koth Luck playing Jaina, and rounding it out will be Johanna, once again played by Fury.
So interesting thing to point out really quick after we look at Team Immunity, we have Neo, we have Nigan, we have Rotoboda, Sashin, and Shy here for the red team, really grouping up in the middle, gonna start moving towards a potential fight that happens in the middle for some reason on Tomb of the Spider Queen every single game. But you know, Rexar is actually kind of vulnerable to Zeratul, so positioning will need to be key here for Equinox. However, with some strong micro, he can definitely sit in the back and not take any damage. There you saw the Q ability, the little bird that flew out, the little swoop. Very good for scouting, and also a great slow to throw on opponents.
And he also picked up Flare at level 1 for his talent. That's going to provide vision too, and that will help them with the rotations that are so prominent on this battleground, as well as with that Zeratul pickup from Immunity.
All right, moving around, you see 4 members pushing down the middle lane, and you will see this strat pretty often. 4 members is grabbing the middle, then moving to the top, and they're looking for someone to potentially step out of bounds because they're trying to maybe hold down a bush or something, but the other option too, as well, is they're able to keep the map pressure moving up, so they're able to turn in as well. It's a very strong strat if you have the ability to do so with Johanna and Rexar.
Looking at their laning too, they do have Rhaegar up against Sylvanas in the bottom too. So Sylvanas is so fantastic at the clear that they will probably need to eventually have someone help and rotate down too. Hopefully they can maybe catch Sylvanas out of position as well, but she does have that haunting wave to get away too. So we do see them rotating in bottom, assisting him since she is so much better at clearing the waves than he is.
Yeah, I love the aggression on the bottom lane. You gotta stop Sylvanas from pushing it. I think it's just the threat of you coming down there that will naturally slow them down a little bit. Also, if you can hit the Misha charge or the Johanna pull right in between the haunted wave, you can actually prevent her from moving away. A 4-mana Pale, though, you gotta be careful not lining up so much like that Murloc Geniuses.
Yeah, a lot of aggression already trying to drain these towers of ammo so that it'd be more difficult to get those lanes pushed back up too, but we are still continuing to see them rotate. And in fact, they've put Rhaegar now up into the top. So realizing that Sylvanas here is in the bottom, they're instead choosing to just rotate between those 2 lanes, and that does make it harder for Sylvanas to push in, start getting those structures taken down, as she has to be careful for that rotation.
I do want to point out a positive here for Immunity. After the first series of playing against Cloud9, they kind of got taken down a lot on this battleground, right? You now are seeing them play a little bit more passive. They're actually letting a little bit of experience slip through so they can save their lives, so they can potentially push the lanes later. Nice adjustment by them. Team Immunity learning very quickly in this tournament to play safe.
And that's great too, at being able to do that because of the fact that their lives are on the line here. Misha's going to charge into a condemn there, and Robodobo though does have the throw charge, going to be able to get away. But once again, these towers are out of ammo, so it's difficult because they want to push the minions away, but Murlocs aren't really giving them that chance.
Zeratul doing some nice damage there on Mad Timmy. Gets low on health points. Now we see an engagement though, and Nigan in trouble as Luther is being picked off. The heal though will keep him alive, and nice killing there from Robodoba. Shy afraid putting the damage out. Koth Luck though in trouble. It is going to be the first blood of the game here. Equinox in trouble as well, running away, but now Immunity starting to fight back a little bit, getting the first kill.
Let's take a look at the Rexar talent for level 4. He's got crippling talons there, so that's going to increase the slow of that spirit switch. So they are going for more of the control versus his juggling, but Equinox is in trouble here. Rhaegar is not, he's classified as a warrior, but it's really about that Misha that's the warrior. Rhaegar has to be careful, like you mentioned, with positioning.
You could see how deadly Zeratul was there. With the help of his teammate, they were able to take him down to nearly 200 health points, which, again, that's an auto attacker too, and suddenly someone is taken down. So Rexar, gotta be careful. Equinox is definitely going to keep in check here as he moves forward in the game. Now, with all 5 heroes up, once again, you're going to see Murloc Geniuses move towards the middle, start that wave clear. Once again, they want to keep tempo here, and they want to make sure they get a couple takedowns if possible.
Yeah, there is the flare that's going to reveal a Nigan here, but what's interesting to me is not a lot of turn-in, focus on the turn-in so far. Fury just now choosing to turn in 24. That's a lot on one person, by the way, so you definitely want to get those down, because if you lose those, don't forget, they will drop and your teammates can pick them up, but if your opponents are guarding them, not letting you pick them up, then you will lose them, and that can get very difficult into the later game when you need those turn-ins to help you push in toward the keys.
Immunity needs to fight this. You see them coming down finally. However, Robodoba is low on mana, which means he is low on his options in terms of how he engages that fight. If Murlocs get the turn in here, they will get a wave of spiders. There it is, and they will be the first one to get the pressure on the battleground.
All right, first wave of Web Weavers, you're looking at taking down as many walls as you can with the towers. And so a nice thing is they've already put a lot of damage on this mid here, which is why we're seeing them focus so much on this. And in fact, Misha even jumping in right on Robodoba there. But
good bear.
yeah, equally Immunity are going to try to defend this here. So it's all about trying to get the web weavers off your structures as quickly as possible, because the more that Murloc can take down here, the more advantages they'll have in terms of lane clear and lane push, but also in experience.
Yeah, a good trade here normally at this time is you grab both walls, or grab the wall, both turrets, and grab the fountain well. So we'll see if they can get that achieved here, and it's looking like they might be able to do so. Bala's in the top lane defending. We do have Johanna pushing down the bottom lane by herself, so Murloc will need to be careful. Sasha looking for a blink here, looking for Cathanlook or Mad Timmy. Those are the major ones he wants to take out. Or Faye, actually. She's at half health right now.
Well, everyone has rotated back up into this mid, and remember the bottom one is still pushing, so the longer that they can distract Immunity from clearing that up, the more it's going to get done here. No ammos on either of the towers too, so it's really just fighting those minions.
Yeah, solid defense there from Immunity. They didn't lose their fountain in the middle lane, and it looks like they won't lose the entire wall in the bottom lane. They're actually converging on one member in the bottom lane, and it looks like Mad Timmy in trouble in wood form. He's going to put out a heal. Can he run away? No. At this point, he's just going to waste time, but you see Anaga going for the flank. Oh no, is he going to flank him? Is he like Mike? There we go, he shoots, he gets away. Sasha trying to get killed too, but instead he might get picked off. Shy showing up though to help out with the damage. Finally, Matt, no, wait, he's alive, he's running behind the wall. Somehow he gets out the engagement though. Still in the top right corner, Sasha does go down, and Murloc geniuses somehow turned the situation where they were losing into a situation where they're winning. Now 8 to level 7, great teamwork by them overall.
That rotation, I can't believe they were able to save Matt Timmy, and then Matt Timmy was up in front, and they're like, okay, well, we'll get him now, that's fine. Still gets away somehow. That Ghost Wolf is uncatchable.
And that's why he plays Rhaegar, man. Wolf form, so strong. Fury in a little trouble, but hey, he's gonna get away. He's got that unstoppable. And the top lane, Ball is pushing in a little bit, and you're gonna see Jaina and Mad Timmy moving into a situation to go ahead and push that lane back, but Shy looks like he will get a turn in. It won't be enough to get the web weavers, but it's moving towards that goal of getting their own.
Now don't forget, guys, we want to know who you think is going to take this series, so make sure to tweet using the hashtag HeroesWC and also a hashtag with the team name you think is going to take it. If you're an Immunity fan, they need your support now more than ever.
I do want to know how much it bandwagoned a little bit. Team Immunity was voted for in the first game. Now in the second game, Murloc Geniuses has the entire crowd voting for them. And again, if you're there for Immunity, make sure to vote for them. Now, aggression in the middle lane, Murloc Geniuses is just ahead a little bit. Immunity, if they want to fight, need to do it now, or they're going to have to get really passive and try to soak to level 10.
Absolutely, they really need to try to get some towers down, but Murlocs know this, so they are rotating in and trying to push them back so that they can't get any structures. But look how the push has been going. Really, there was a big push mid, but Sylvanas in bottom, Vola up top. Looks like they will split up their defense here a little bit, but Murlocs now picking up their heroic abilities very, very soon. It's going to force Immunity to step back just a little bit until they can get theirs as well.
Immunity rotating the bottom here. If they can get these walls, it will secure them on level 10. There we go, and now we have a bit of an even game here. In the middle lane, you still see Rexar and the double mages pushing their best here, trying to keep the pressure on that middle fort. This map is all about momentum. If you can take out a fort in the early game, going to the mid game, you can start rotating very heavily and potentially grab a boss. So you're going to see them continue to do that. Misha, though, runs on in, gets a stun, 2 members lifted into the air. Robodoba going down, potentially getting picked off. The carry-on swarm will actually be used here. Going to be healing just a little bit. Fury chasing him down. Will they get the kill? The flame strike secures 2 takedowns, and now they could potentially keep pushing here and get the fort. However, Sasha shows up, gonna go for the flank. He gets picked up by Gravity left, and he's gonna miss the opportunity. A Void Prison is wasted. Can Shy bring the damage? Let's see. No. With Fury actually walking up, he body blocked those 2 from actually being able to go in for a full engage and secure any type of fighting. Beautiful play by Fury. Great teamwork by Murlocs.
Right, Immunity did at least save their fort, but they did have to use that Void Prison, so that will be down for several more seconds here. But we do have red web weavers pushing. But one thing I wanted to highlight in that last battle was the fact that Faye used the Verdant Spears to use the Gravity Labs. A lot of times you see Kill Plus players just want to try to get either Giant Flame Strike or have the Living Bomb, the double Living Bomb, but knowing that, hey, I need to be able to pick both of these up so that we can maybe even get 2 takedowns here instead of just 1. Amazing play and decision making there.
Yeah, with Equinox and Cathanlook being on Jaina and Rexar, they actually have decent damage, so she doesn't have to use that damage if she has to. She can actually follow up on the Misha chart. So you're right, great observation there by Gilly. However, now Immunity has been able to secure their own spiders, pushing down the middle lane. You see Sasha floating around. However, an engagement will be happening for about another, looks like 34 seconds here as Void Prison is down. We have 10 seconds for Sylvanas and Bala to get their heroics, so you're going to see them play a little bit more passively until they can get those.
Really great use of Flare there, realizing that could have been a very scary spot to try to rotate through. So just really constant usage of that by Equinox has been really useful to them. We talked about vision on this battleground. It's so important. Not only do you want to control the turn-in points and know when your opponent is turning in, but just the fact that you're able to see that area so that you know if they're trying to wait there to take you out is so incredibly nice.
Now that we have a bit of a slow moment, it's really nice here to see Immunity a little bit closer in this game here. It's 12 to 11. They definitely have a chance to get some nice fights off. Potentially now. Void Prism's up. You do see the Sylvanas Wailing Arrow is up as well. And you're going to see Sashin right above this. The entire team looking for some way to potentially get into a great engagement and then potentially take out those mages.
Murloc grabbed the Giants so that they could get that push to the fort, and they're looking for the engagement right here, looking for maybe a Void Prison.
Okay.
If there is a Void Prison, they're going to jump on the rest of the members there.
Nice rate of vengeance.
Goes down so fast, it does jump into the Void Prison just in time, and Central Hill will bring it right back up, but down goes Rexar. Fury is so incredibly low too and has to pick up all of those gems, and they've done it. They've pushed the Murlocs back into their base.
Watch out above though, Faye might come in with a nice little chain bomb. Oh no, they're not 13 yet. It's gonna maybe put some damage in. There's a flame strike. Okay, Immunity, you gotta take down, pull back, go turn in your gems, maybe go push the middle lane, take an advantage somewhere else. You don't have to force a takedown here.
Now they really don't have to chase. They're going to probably need to eventually clear up the Giants that are still pushing in the bottom lane here, as they've already gotten close to the keep structures. But they can turn in here. They can start to push the other lanes too. They're pushing top, which has already been a good minion push here. They really need to start working on some of those structures, like you said, not only for experience, but so they can finally kind of just get out on the battleground and start making Murloc geniuses respond to them instead of the other way around.
What I like about Murloc geniuses is they're starting to realize that the Void Prisons are being used to A, escape, or B, section off people, right? So you're seeing the mages actually split up a little bit more, and you're seeing Fury and Rhaegar actually splitting up a little bit and not staying next to each other. Because if those two are taken out, they actually can't heal for those mages. So nice play by them. Their positioning is on point. Python Luck, though, does get a couple damage here on Zeratul, but a nice Divine Shield will save them. However, they will not be able to be offensive here for a little bit, as all the cooldowns are pretty much down here for Immunity. Can Murloc geniuses do anything in terms of pushing?
Yeah, no Divine Shield, so if they can catch somebody out here, there's nothing that they can do really except for the cleanse that Uther has picked up here. So Murloc's realizing this, realizing that that's down, are more aggressive, now have picked up their own Web Weavers, and they've already gotten down one fort, so they're really looking for another one. Will it be top, will it be mid? We'll have to see who they choose to push.
All right, I believe mid lane is the one that's actually a little bit the great one to pick off here, because if you can pick off the middle lane, suddenly the outskirts become a little bit harder to defend as you have to run between these two lanes. So you're going to see teams, for the most part, always push down the middle lane if they have the option to do so. So here they are, pushing down once again. Immunity, though, doing great defense, dropping the impale, dropping the W here from Sylvanas, keeping it cleared up. However, Misha is in a position here to potentially get a stun. The stun was wasted, but a Nubrak in trouble does get away. There's a Void Prison hitting 4 members. Where's the arrow? Where's the arrow? Is he going to go for the arrow here? Is he going to hit one? No, unfortunately, he didn't have it up. He it looks like he missed it, actually. There was a bit of a weird timing between those two players, and now the fort just goes down because there's no follow-up here available for Immunity.
Nope, Murlocs are going to continue to push in here. They might be able to catch Sasha, they've got to be, he's got to be careful there. They know it, they see the pings, but knowing that this Web Weaver's still here, still very healthy, they know they can pick up these towers. These towers, together, if you can get them both, more experience even than a fort. So if they can continue to push this, make sure that they get 16 first, but that might not happen because there goes the Burrow Charge. Divine Shield has to be used on him, though. He melted so fast from those two mages.
And the Water Elemental has been dropped, but there goes Rexar being picked up, and that means Misha's no longer around. Will the Immunity team keep chasing? No. With the Phoenix being thrown down, that will zone them out, but a nice pick off. Again, just one member taken away allows Immunity to move to different lanes and finally defend this push that's coming their way. I would, however, say Murloc Genius has won that overall trade. They took down 2 forts, and they have full map control.
Right, they distracted for so long in bottom that the top one was able to push freely. Yeah, all of the forts are down, and the nice thing about having that one up top now is if they get the chance to pick up the boss will start pushing in, not toward a fort, but toward a keep.
Okay, Immunity, what are you going to do here? I'm looking at them. They're pushing down the middle lane. It looks like they're trying to put some pressure on their opponents, but Chain Bomb being here and Fury showing up, they can clear so well that really any pushes that come their way, it's not even a thing for them, right? It's free experience running down that lane. So Sylvanas trying to get some pressure on the top lane as well, and now with the Red Weavers descending, they will be able to keep up the push. Will they move middle lane? Yes, they are. They want to take down that fort if possible. Good thing for them, all their cooldowns are up. Jaina has 12 seconds until she has Water Elemental, so you're going to see Murlocs wait until they engage.
Important point here is that we do have, along with the Void Prison, the Rain of Vengeance. So if they can combo that, they'll have a Void Prison into another stun, potentially on multiple members. If they could even catch both of those squishy spellcasters, Jaina and Kael'thas, they could be able to take them down very quickly, especially like you mentioned before with the Wailing Arrow on top. It's designed to combo off of that Void Prison.
Totally, and they have to communicate that. We saw the flub in the second engagement, but it did work out for them on the first engagement where they took out, I believe, Faye earlier on. So, Immunity rotating, trying to find a way to get some pressure on the map. They need to get a fort here. They want to get to level 16. They are tied right now in terms of experience. This fort in trouble, taking a little bit of damage, and Murloc actually went to the very top. They defended that wave, so that means the middle fort and potentially the bottom fort will be going down.
But they might be able to catch...
Sashin, maybe?
Zeratul, no, there is the blink, so he will be fine. They do pick up the fort there in the bottom, and it's still pushing too. This might be a little bit concerning if they continue to push with this here.
Yeah, all they're trying to do here is actually get some pressure on the bottom lane, and they might rotate to the middle to finish off that fort. So let's see what they do here. Sashin floating around. Maybe not the best spot here to fight because of all the mages floating around. There they go. Now they move to the mid lane. They're going to secure this fort really quickly. Nice bait and switch there for Immunity. Now they'll pull back, tied game. Okay, we're getting into the late game. This is actually really, really serious for both our teams, and you see them just kind of dancing around each other.
Yeah, they're very, very close. Both have picked up their 16 talents. I wanted to point out that we do have a Burning Rage on Johanna as well as the Wildfire Bearer for Nisha. So if they can get into the back line, they're just going to be consistently dealing damage all around them, which is going to be very nice.
Okay, we do have Robodoba caught here. The Divine shows up. There's a Void Prison. However, only 2 members in there. We might not see the combo from the Wailing Arrow. They go straight on top of the mages here. Cathalmok takes damage, but nice ice block. Neo does get out. 1 member caught. The Ancestor Healing does miss. Fury in trouble as well. 2 members going down for Murloc's. Immunity has all 5 members up. Can they chase? They're trying to here, and that's a ragdoll physic being thrown across the map, but now the fort in the top lane is in trouble.
And 40 gems dropped by Fury when he went down, because you often have the warrior holding a lot of those because they are the tankiest.
Yeah.
But now, with both of those down for 20 more seconds, Immunity are going after the spots. They want to be able to get the final fort here up at top, as well as start getting damage or putting pressure toward the keeps, because that, if they can do that, now they've already taken out a lot of gems from Murloc, so they're really starting to control the turnips.
The boss might actually get picked off here because Dawnluck and Faye do have the potential to take someone out really quickly. No. Nice positioning there from Immunity. Had it down on the left side, we may have seen Murloc actually going for an engagement, but Immunity covered that right side, so that allows them to kind of funnel everyone into them so they can choke them out. So nicely done by them. That will be a boss in the top lane. Sashin's able to clear the middle lane, and in 30 seconds, they can gear up for another engagement. They're waiting for the heroics. They're going to play safe and just grab whatever they can for free.
One thing I think Murlocs really excel at is decisions when it comes to bosses.
Sure.
So I think knowing that they had the fort still up, and that they still had not everybody into position, I've seen them really go for a 4v5 defense on a boss and be able to get it and pick up the boss and steal it and wipe the other team. So the fact that they didn't do that, they really weren't feeling comfortable, and I think they know they had that buffer of the fort, so it wasn't as dire of a situation.
Yeah, they definitely wanted Immunity to be grouped up so they could put the chain bomb and then get Jaina in there to put some damage out, but because they spread out, they decided to pull back. So you're right, the decision making right now is on point for both teams. Now, the bottom lane is getting pushed in here for Immunity, and we're starting to see the map control actually very even for both teams. Now it's all about a rush to level 20. Who gets there first? Who could potentially catch somebody out of position? You're going to see Sashin, the one that's going to be the focus here for Murloc. And it says they won't engage until they know where Zeratul's at. Oh, here's an engage.
There is Zeratul, as well as the Void Prison. Matt Timmy trying to pull back as he's called them, though. And there is the Wailing Arrow on top, too. Can they keep Faye alive? There is the Burrow Charge on top. It says for healing. Does not, well, it doesn't keep Kael'thas alive, although the rest are still alive. They're still working on a new Brock. He's so incredibly low, but Equinox, very, very far forward, will get taken out, too. 2 down on the side of Murloc, and maybe more to come.
Murloc is going a little bit too ham there. Now Fury in trouble. The multi-shot build slowing down 4 members, and we're going to potentially have Matt Timmy picked off. No, he turns into a wolf and runs away, but 5 members up for Immunity. Once again, really being patient there, being able to scare the kills. Rexar went a little bit too aggressive, trying to pick off a new Brack. A Divine Shield saved him, and now Immunity taking down the middle. And really, Immunity through these last couple of games have started to adapt and start to work together as a team. I love it.
Indeed, they are doing exactly, you can see them adapt. You can see them saying, okay, we need to take a breath. We know that our lives are on the line, but this isn't over for us yet. We're not going down here. They're up 2 levels. They're nearly picked up their Storm Tier talents. They're working on structures. It's a nice thing about having Sylvanas is when you win an engagement like that, you can go after structures and take down some very quickly.
And I believe they have just enough gems. Yes, they do. Robodoba by himself to actually get a turn in here. The goal for them is to push, get level 20, get the heroics up, and immediately start a fight. This is their advantage. This is where they want to take it and win the game. They can totally do so if they're able to pick off one of those mages or potentially Rexar. Fury, however, has been getting all the Ancestral healings. If he can be a little bit more defensive and watch out for the poke that's coming his way, they can save that Ancestral healing for the mages, and Murloc then could potentially win a fight.
There's going to be a big push here on bottom. I think that's where they'll choose to make a lot of their stand. Whether it's they're going to try to distract so that push gets a lot of merit, or they push with it. It looks like it will be the Distractix, as they want to just let that happen with the Giants and the Web Weaver here. But they're looking for a keep here. They know they have their Storm Tier talents. They know that Murlocs have to play so defensively here. It's going to be a tough defense trying to keep all of these keeps alive.
Man, if I'm Immunity, I'm going further than the keep. I'm going for the win here. Right now, this is their best advantage to do so. Fury coming in, dropping down the blinds, helping out. There goes the Void Prism. Okay, it hits keep as well. Oh no, Sasha uses Q actually. Didn't hit Cthulhu. He's forced to pull on back. Now he's waiting for those cooldowns to pop on up. Murloc could potentially engage here. They go for the charge. Misha in trouble. Members low on health. Cthulhu though doing some great poke, and it looks like Immunity is going to win this battle, but I don't think they can go and win the game from here. Defender's advantage is in Murloc Genius's court. All they have to do is heal up and go back on in.
Yeah, they even got the defense on the bottom very well too, so that keeps pretty healthy still, although that is where they're going to try to rotate down and try to pick this up. They need to be careful though, because we still have some heroics here. We've got Boars still up too if they wanted to engage.
Yeah, Unleash the Boars again gets more powerful at level 20, but still they might have to use them here just to defend. If they lose all 3 keeps though, that is going to hurt a ton. Equinox shows up the top lane. They will save 1 keep, so that's a little bit helpful. Immunity floating around, and you know what? I think the best option here is to pull back. You need to ask yourself, how do we lose this game right now? And staying there and potentially getting hit by Phoenix, Unleash the Boars, and getting locked into a position where you lose a fight could hurt them a lot. There is one trump card though. They do have Divine Shield, so potentially they could bait something.
Right, they still do have their Storm talents, which Murloc Genius is still a full level away from being able to pick up. What did they grab? We have 2 Bolts of the Storm, a Storm Shield too, which is going to really help from all that AoE damage that Murlocs do have, as well as the upgrade to Locust Swarm too, and then a rewind on Zeratul, so lots of bombs coming out from him.
Yeah, Zeratul can put out damage very, very quickly, and they're going to go for Faye every time. Faye does have the Arcane Barrier, so she can take a little bit of a beating, but she can't really survive the entire damage like Ice Block from Jaina, so watch out for that. Now the boss is spawning. Immunity can position themselves here to take this bad boy, and Murloc Genius is forced. They have to go into this fight. Right? They can't allow them to have the boss, so that's potentially game. So you're going to see them float around here, try and poke as much as they can here, and get an engagement that works out for them. Mad Timmy, a little bit out of position, but due to the wolf speed, he's able to get away pretty nicely.
They're backing off here. I think they're maybe just trying to call a bluff, but Sasha pretty far forward. They're a little bit concerned, but if they can catch him out, actually, Fury has found him with a punish. If they can zone him away, keep him from the Void Prison, while the rest can take down the other members, this boss fairly low, they're actually going to disengage from it. They're going to leash it. They know that it's too dangerous at this point.
The Void Prison goes down. Watch out for the arrow. Will it go out and hit anyone? No, Niall's actually going to go straight for the Ice Block. However, it misses Jaina because she did use Ice Block. Cthulhu pulling back low on HP. The Ancestral Healing hits the wrong member. Actually, that was a misclick. It hits Fury, but Cthulhu is still alive. Robodoba, though, keeping up the aggression. Can Immunity chase this down? We're going to see very, very soon if they're going to go for it, or potentially even try to put damage on the keep. No, they decided to pull back, but the bad news is that all their heroics are down, but Murloc Genius as well is missing theirs.
Right, they used everything at that point, and Divine Shield being the only thing that's left. But Murloc Genius is, like you mentioned, they can't afford to let the boss get picked up, so they have to be back in here. MPO goes down on Matt Timmy. Can he get away here? He's got the cleave digging in him, but he's
so
barely alive. Once again, he survives.
What did that turn into? How did that? How did it work out for Murloc Genius? 3 members were out of position. They turn it around. However, the damage though does come back from Nayu. Nicely done with the Savant explosion talent, and we're going to see more members chasing down Fury in trouble. Fury is going to pop the activatable at level 20. The automatic passive, but he's going to get picked off immediately. That's 4 members down. Only Rexar here. Rexar can't take on 4 people. They're going to go face instead of Rexar and take out this core. They have to. They have 40 seconds. Go, push. Go get the core immunity. Win your first game of the series. Let's go.
Misha, it's time for you to defend. What can you do? Can you possibly stop this here? Robodoba is low, but the core is falling rapidly. Already the shields are down. We do have Epoch still alive, but Misha has been taken out. This should be it. This will be game, and we are going to game number 3.
Misha barely trying to hold on, but is not able to do so. GG for Immunity, and you're right, we're going to game 3.